Hello, Oak Hills. I hope that you're doing well. On Sunday, August 9th, I mentioned in our worship service that we would be requiring masks at various times in our fall programming. And so I want to send out some details and give some more definition to what we mean by that, but most of all, to share my heart. The topic of wearing masks is a hot button topic right now in our culture. Some are put off when asked to wear a mask. Others are put off when others are not wearing a mask. Do masks even work? Why would we use masks now and not before? If you'll give me about 10 minutes, really just 10 minutes, if you'll give me that time, I'd like to walk through the conclusions we've come through, the process that we've gone to bring us to this place. And most of all, of course, I want to share my heart on this topic. Number one, first of all, whether we think masks are a good thing, whether we think they work, whether we want to wear one or not, we are called to be loving, generous, and thoughtful toward others. That is who we are. Scripture calls us to go the extra mile, to wash feet. That is who we are. Philippians chapter 2 says, "In humility, value others above yourselves, not looking to your own interests, but each of you to the interests of others." Colossians 3 says, "As God's chosen people, holy and dearly loved, clothe yourselves with compassion, kindness, humility, gentleness, and patience. Bear with each other and forgive one another. And over all these virtues, put on love, which binds them all together in perfect unity." The inconvenience and debated effectiveness of masks can be set aside in Christian love and compassion. It just makes sense to me that we round up, that we go the extra mile and look for ways to be loving, thoughtful, and generous in this extremely stressful and difficult time that we're in. Second of all, I want to fully acknowledge that there is a lot of debate about the science and the effectiveness of masks. Do masks even work? Why are we asking people to wear them now? Well, the simple answer to all of this is that we have tried to stay informed and to maintain a cooperative spirit with our community on all the protocols in regards to COVID-19. When schools stopped meeting, we stopped meeting. When groups were asked to be smaller than 10, we kept our groups to less than 10. Our posture is love, generosity, it's patience. In 4 months, we'll know more about this virus than we know now. A year from now, of course, we will know even more than we know right now. But for now, we want to keep meeting. For those that it's safe to do so, those that feel comfortable in doing so, we want to keep meeting. We would like our ministries and our programs to keep going into the fall. So we want to remove as many barriers as possible, and we want to make as many people feel comfortable as possible being in our space together. So by the Spirit, it seems completely realistic for us to show love and compassion, even if masks are a debated topic. We are adding masks to our protocols now because that is what our community is doing, and it seems like the generous and loving thing to do in our context. Going into the fall, we have paid attention to the school districts and what they are asking of families and students. We have sought guidance from the CDC. We have sought guidance from the South Dakota Department of Health. We have met with Dr. Jen Tingley here in Sioux Falls. She's the Chief Medical Officer appointed to the City Council Task Force. We've ran our strategy by her. We were able to ask questions of her. She was able to recommend and strongly recommend various things to do within our church community. The most unique thing that we do compared to the grocery store or compared to restaurants is that we sing. We sing for about 15 minutes and then we sit in that same space for about 50 minutes. We are told from multiple sources that wearing a mask will help make our services safer. by containing the number of droplets that are released during singing. So in the scenario where, let's say, only half of the people in the room are wearing masks and the other half are not wearing masks, that protocol or that measure is really lost. It is most effective if as many people as possible are wearing the masks during the singing in that kind of confined context. So we want to do diligence to the recommendations that we have received, again, from a posture of love and of service. We want to be generous toward everyone that may be in our worship services at any given Sunday. We think this is a tangible way for us to serve and to show love toward one another. So what exactly are we asking? One thing. So starting Sunday, August 23rd, we are asking that everyone wear masks during the singing. As you come in, as you go out, and even during the sermon, if you feel like you need to or want to take your mask off, you may. We are asking that at a minimum, everyone would wear a mask during the singing. That's it. That's the ask. Wear a mask during the singing. The kids and student ministries are taking it a week at a time, really wanting to be in step with schools and with the community. If and when kids and students are singing, they too will be asked to wear a mask during those times. Generally, all of our ministries are tweaking things as best as we can to do better for distancing within our various programs. As the fall unfolds, we will continue to communicate about updates and changes to our protocols. We hope to remove all of these as soon as possible, but it must make sense to do diligence to the safety recommendations that we've been given. And we will do our best to communicate those and make sure that we're staying up to speed. Even if there's disagreements about these things, we think this is a good step for us going into the fall. Lastly, we want to make sure it's very clear that we're not going to be heavy-handed when it comes to masks. We're not going to have ushers in the sanctuary giving citations for those that are not wearing masks. We simply want to cast a vision here of love and service, and we believe that a humble and sweet spirit will ensue when we gather together. We will have a sign out in front notifying folks as they come into the worship spaces of our mask protocols. We will continue to make masks available when people come in on any of our gatherings. When we have singing up front, we oftentimes just have 2, at the most 3 vocalists. They will not be wearing masks for the purpose of just the sound quality, but everyone else during the singing will be asked to wear a mask. Brothers and sisters, let's make the most of this. Let's make the best of this situation, have fun with it, and look forward to the times that we can be together for those of us that feel it's safe to do so as we navigate through this fall. We have a lot to be grateful for. So even with a mask on, as undesirable as that is, right, to sing with a mask, even with a mask on, taking an inventory of all that we have to be grateful for, we can look forward to expressing our worship to God through a mask, through song, and through melody. In conclusion, number 1, our live stream will continue. So remember that that's always available as you make decisions week to week throughout this fall. Number 2, through God's Spirit, we will get through this together. Number 3, we will renovate ministry so that we can stay on mission for why God has placed us here. Number 4, we will go the extra mile with one another. And number 5, if you have any questions or comments or concerns, please reach out to us. We are eager to talk with you, to connect with you, and to hear how this can make more sense and we can better understand one another in this time. I'd like to end with reading from 2 Thessalonians. Now may the Lord of peace himself give you peace at all times and in every way. The Lord be with all of you. Thanks for staying with me for these 10 minutes.